here with Fred Kennedy of Big Sexy Comics, or BigSexy.com.
BigSexyComics.com.
Fred, tell us a bit about your work and about the books that are coming out from BigSexy.com.
Well, in fact, these books are collector's items now because they were printed a full year ago. They're officially vintage now. So if you're a hipster and you only get vintage stuff, this is the comic for you.
It's so hip you may not have heard of it.
That's right. No one even knows about it. You have to explain it. That's the best part about it. Well, the books that we're working on right now, we're selling. We got Teuton, Mike Gorbsmith, and Helos. Helos are still doing like a few ash cans and a few short stories. We kind of bit off more than we could chew, and we really like the world that we created in it, though. It's like this post-apocalyptic, Mad Max type of future, and what we did was we took the life of Saladin. He's like this super badass dude from the Middle Ages that led the Saracens, and he's a real guy. We kind of like set him in this post-apocalyptic world, and we took the Middle East and made it North America and divided up the map and stuff. So we like that world. A lot of work went into that to make it a unique place, but to do it what we wanted to do, we needed to take a step back and try and approach it differently. So the new stuff online is different than what's there. Mike Gorbsmith is like Mikhail Gorbachev. Mikhail Gorbachev is a superhero. What happened was he went to Chernobyl and he got mutated, right? And he became really good looking. And because communists hate anything that's not average, like he was so good looking that they couldn't like him anymore because he didn't look average anymore. So he had to leave. And he went into the United States and became a champion of capitalism. And he's guided by the ghost of John D. Rockefeller. And he has this metal sword carved with U.S. stainless steel, and it strikes with the force of 10,000 insider trades. It's a powerful weapon, and he's a powerful man. And the issue we're selling right now is still the first issue that we did, and it's where he fights his arch nemesis, Bité de Rouge, also known as the Angry Socialist Beat. And so it's a throwback. Like it's like a lot of people compare it to Battle Pope, and I'm not saying it's on that quality, but I'm just saying it's similar in tone. And what's funny is I hadn't read Battle Pope, and initially Mikhail Gorbachev was still like rotund and round. We were just calling him really good looking, even though he wasn't. And so then I was like, no. Battle Pope is kind of like that. So I made him all buff and huge, but Battle Pope is all buff and huge. And so we kind of screwed ourselves over on that. But we're working on another story that's online where he fights the Commu Donkey, who's like this donkey that like takes over a shoe factory in the Arizonian rainforests. Because Arizona's full of rainforests. Don't believe the liberal media. It's a rainforest, not a desert. And so he goes there to fight the Commu Donkey. Yeah, that's honestly, that's the easiest one for me to write because it's so ridiculous that it just, whatever stupid idea I have, I put it down. There's another storyline coming out where he is going to be fighting this guy called the Cuckold, who like convinces people to cheat on their spouses, and that's like he's a champion of morality. That's what he is.
Of course.
Another comic that we got there is Teuton, and this is Teuton's the one that we seemed to have gotten right from the first get-go. Like we approached it properly, we were doing it right from the beginning, and that's the serious, like that's the one that we really are doing. We're continuing full steam. We're not having to rework on anything on it, and it's like set in the Northern Crusades of Europe, like sort of like Clash of the Titans, but with the Lithuanian pantheon of gods. Very similar to the Norse pantheon, but a lot more. I don't know. I don't really know how to put it. Like their gods are all like the god of harvest is also the god of lightning and combat. So they kind of really multitask their gods there. They have a lot of different hats. You know, they downsized clearly in the economy, and the gods are doing other jobs. So that's what Teuton is pretty dope. If you like I don't know, if you like Dragon Age, Clash of the Titans, that kind of stuff, you'll really like it. We actually base the main character on not Eric Bana, on Carl Urban.
Oh, right on. From Pathfinder?
Yeah, I love how like the native guys have magical powers in that movie. They just like stop and like put their hand on a rock. They're 14 miles away. I can feel it in the rock. And somehow Norse guys are invincible orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Eric Bana, and we want to approach him and ask him that when we make a movie, he'll star in the role, but we're nobodies, so that's not going to happen. But we like to think that's going to happen. So that's about it.
It's big dreams, man. Big dreams. That's all that matters.
And we've got a new comic called Maravich. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here, eh?
It's good. It's nice that you got your promo. You got to get all the work out there. That's part of the interview.
And if we got a sci-fi thing called Sons of Maravich right now, that's like, it's kind of like a bit Foundation-esque. Not that we're saying we're Asimov or anything, but that whole like galactic space empire, big opera, and all these different factions all screwing each other over. So that's something we're working on right now that's been appearing on the website, BigSexyComics.com, exposing the truth for years.
So as a creator and publisher and sort of just an all-around creator, what have you learned, and what advice can you give for those that are trying to get out and create their own books and sort of find artists, and what sources of influence are you getting for writers, that sort of thing?
You know what, man? The biggest thing I would say is just having artists that you can hang out with, because that's when the best stuff happens, when you're really just hanging out and having fun and not taking anything too seriously. And that's basically what we do, is we chill out, we have coffee, watch Conan the Barbarian, and write comics. It's basically what we do, and having similar tastes like Andre Fernandez, who does Helos and works on Sons of Maravich. He's like a big Gary Frank fan, and I really like Gary Frank too, and so like when we're working together, I'll like parallel with things like, you know, in Supreme Powers when this happens, you know, in Rising Stars when this happens, all that stuff, like go back and forth with that. So just having people that you know, feel the same way about things with is the best advice, and write all the time. Not that I'm like somebody you should really be modeling yourself after, because I'm just another schmuck trying to get comics done. But yeah, like just write all the. Don't be that guy who's like, yeah, I got a few things going on. It's like, oh, you wanna work on this? Well, I would, but I'm really close to beating Mass Effect 2 right now. I just got the new downloadable content, so a few weeks when I'm done, yeah, that's what I'll do. I hate guys like that. It gets so irritating. I have to play video games. Well, they're fun, but you don't have to. If you want to do it, do it.
There's no gun at the back of your head being like, all right, finish your Mass Effect 2 or else you're dead.
Exactly, yeah. Kevin Smith actually told me that. He was really drunk and stoned, and he went on this big drunk Kevin Smith tirade, and I was like, I'm trying to do comics, Kevin Smith. Can you give me some advice? Let me just tell you something right now, okay? Key thing about doing comics is you just gotta do them. Just do it, you know, just do it. Get out there and do it. And then like you're getting freaked out, I was also getting freaked out.
I love that I'm picturing Kevin Smith shaking, like trying to shake you.
Just do it. Just do it, you know? Yeah, so there's better people to ask for advice about comics than me.
Fair enough. So it's BigSexyComics.com?
BigSexyComics.com, exposing the truth for years.
Very good. And lastly, Fred, we got to ask, what's on your dork shelf? What do you collect? What do you? What's the first thing you show off to people when they enter your home?
The first thing, and this is actually in the entrance to my house, the first thing you'll see when you come into my apartment, and ask Andre, this is true, it's almost weird, I have an autographed Julio Iglesias Tango poster, and it says Love Julio, and it's autographed by, it says Love Julio, and he's got this face, he's like, and it says Tango, Julio Iglesias, and it's autographed. And I also have a Candice Bergen autographed Murphy Brown poster as well. Murphy Brown circa 1989. Not when they sold out later on, like the first season, when it was a real show.
When it was edgy.
Yeah, when it was edgy. And in truth, I stole that from the TV station, I'm not lying.
Fred, thanks so much, buddy.
Thanks, dude. You have a good day, man.
You too, man. BigSexyComics.com.